Alright, what I'm doing now is fitting the glove box door and the ashtray door. Glove box, I got it put on. It's adjusted. That squeaking is this. I have to pull it out to move that because it's squeaking. The glove box door fits as good as it's going to fit. The gap, give me a little more light. The gap is actually not bad. It's a bit proud. And most of that now is because I put the bumpers in. I put new bumpers in. That tip might be a little thick. I bought 2 sets for some reason. I don't know why I bought 2 sets. I've got a set to play with, so I may actually take the grinder and grind that nub off a little bit and see if it'll fit a little better. It might. It's not horrible. I'd probably live with it if it was an exterior gap. I would have to fix it. The top gap is actually pretty tight, so you can see. I think what I'm going to do here, it gets a little snug in this corner. I think I'm going to take a little off the gap in the corner, both here and here. Down the side looks pretty good. So I don't think I'm going to mess with that. There is some left-right adjustment in this thing. I might could pull it to the left a little bit. And I actually might do that before I'm done. One thing I did find out, there's a spring. You know, these glove boxes don't have a latch to latch them in the center. They use springs, one on each side. There's the one on the right side. I just found out a while ago the one on the left side is not going to fit because it's going to hit the AC box, the dryer, evaporator core box. So I can't even use that one. So I'm down to just one now. It closes up really snug. I may sit back and try to engineer a latch. Maybe. I haven't decided. That would be, yeah, I don't know yet. So anyway, with that on, now what I'm doing is getting the glove box or the ashtray door fit. This is the housing that goes in here that the ashtray door, you know, sits down onto. I'll show that better when I got my hand's busy at the moment, the camera. But it's real tight fit. It gives me no adjustment in and out. It's sitting inside too much. It's sitting inside too much. And what it's doing, it's hitting all the way up here on both faces, on both sides. So I'm gonna take a grinder and grind off some of this material so I can pull it forward. You know, pull it forward like that, and that'll bring the glove box out. I mean the ashtray lid out. So that's what I'm about to do here and tinker around with that. So when I get it ground, I'll be back and we'll see how it fits. Alright, I'm adjusting this ashtray door, and you can see now I've got the gap really proud. I mean a lot. So I definitely took the adjustment. I put some adjustment in this ashtray door. So let me pull it off. I know you can't see down up in here, but I'll show how much I ground it off later. Let me see if I can do this with a screwdriver. Yeah. Luckily I've got a set of these little mini bits that fit a 1/4 inch bit or 1/4 inch socket, because you can't get a screwdriver in here to tighten it up. They make a little bitty stubby Phillips head I used to have many years ago, and I've lost it. Imagine that. But I can at least get them loose enough here to make some adjustments. So let's pull them in a little bit. It's just like adjusting a door on a car. Now, if I just said that and all of y'all got scared, it's not that bad. You only got 2 places you can adjust it in and out. Well, I guess you could do up and down if you wanted to get fancy, but snug that up. I mean, adjusting car doors isn't bad once you learn the tricks, and I realize learning the tricks is a struggle if you don't have anybody around to teach you. Luckily, when I was first learning body work, I had a guy around to teach me. Like, we're still way out too far. That's been many years ago too. many years ago. More years than I'm going to admit to. Alright, now what I think is going to happen, I may have actually clearanced it too much because originally I couldn't get it to close because there was too much interference in the way that little ashtray cut was fitting. I may have gone too far. Yeah, we're still out way too far. Okay, the passenger side can pull back out. Let's pull it back out. It's also possible that I got to do some more tricks, let's put it that way. Because it may just be, it just may not going to fit no matter what I do without getting creative. And we'll find out soon enough. And I'm also missing the ashtray bumpers. I've got to get those. Alright, it fits now. That fits the glove box door pretty well. The gap is not great. I can fix that. Spicoli. Oh, I shouldn't have said that one either. Anyway, I did. So this one still got to pull in. The passenger side, which of course you can't see. I'm all the way back in my adjustment, so I think I overdid it when I ground that side down. Because basically I got to drill a hole where there's no metal. That's the problem. Put it back in here. That's where it needs to fit, right there. Even this side needs to pull in a little bit now. It's not much though. It needs to pull in a little bit. Yeah, I mean this is barely. But till I get the bumpers on it, I really can't. Okay, so what I've done here, I'll grab the camera in a minute. So I got my clearance. What it was doing, it was hitting like, I can't do light, I hold the camera. It was hitting in this corner right there. Well, you can't see. It was hitting in this it was hitting in that corner right there. So I had to grind back. I had to grind back that corner, and in doing so, I ground up here. And now, as you can see, I got to drill a hole right in the middle of that slot, and there's no metal. So I've got to fix that. I got to add a piece all the way down to right above here where it'll clear. I'm not sure if I can see it even. The passenger side, if I can get the camera in the right spot. Come on, camera. I can't see it. I think it's right there. Yeah, there's the passenger side. It fits good as far as the adjustment goes. It's just the driver's side that I goofed up on. So I got to fix that back. So just a matter of cutting out a piece of metal and welding it back in. You've seen cutting and grinding before. I'm not going to bore you with that. So when I get it all put back together, come back and see how it fits. Well, I said I wouldn't, but here I am anyway. Okay, what I'm doing, I cut this little triangle piece. That's where I cut it back too far. So again, I'm using this little strong hand magnet as my fixture. Got this all the way down on the table. That's good and flat, so this is a perfect way to fixture this so it'll be lined up good. I could MIG this, but since this is 20 gauge and it's a small little piece, and I got to fill that hole, I'm going to TIG it because I got a TIG, so why not? It's easy to do small pieces like that. So just hold on. Alright. should be able to tack this without filler rod. That way I can hold it down on my hand right where I want it. Oh yeah. One more. When you have really tight gaps, so basically no gap at all, you can do that pretty easily. Alright, now we'll just weld her up. By the way, this is 20 gauge, I'm not sure if I mentioned that. And it's galvanized. Imagine that. The ashtray cup's galvanized. That makes sense though for all them years of smoking ashes and stuff. Now the trick here is going to be this point at the top. It's going to melt away at some point. What I'll probably wind up doing is trying to put some extra bead up there and then grind it back. Make it nice. That's the galvanized, spitting and popping. Just blew out on my tip. Stuff blows back, it'll blow back on the tungsten and ruin it. So it has to be redressed. I'm guilty of dipping the tungsten, that's for sure. But that time it wasn't my fault. It just got me again. And that's nothing I'm doing wrong. It's blowing that galvanized back on the tungsten. There ain't nothing to do about it. I mean, maybe you guys at TIG, if you TIG galvanized, if you got any tips, let me know. This is the first time I've ever TIG galvanized. I've MIG welded galvanized plenty of times. I've never TIG welded it before. Might not even be recommended because TIG welding's got to be so darn clean. Okay, this is way more annoying than it should be. I promise you I won't make that mistake again. I got to cut the end of that one off, it's so boogered up. Redressing that one. Oh well. Let me grind this thing now. I think I got thoroughly irritated too, so probably should have quit while I was ahead, but I didn't. I tried to plug ahead, plug forward. I'll show you this nasty mess. It's nasty. If I can get in there. It's a nasty mess. That galvanized really did a job on it. That's some terrible welding. But it's not my fault. It's that damn galvanized. Let me grind this down and see how it turns out. The backside where it come through, you know, typical. It's okay. Focus, camera won't focus, but there it is. Right, I'm gonna get it ground down and see how it looks. I'll be back. Alright, I'll be the first to admit that does not look good. I mean, it's not horrible. It's got pinholes from the damn galvanized. I guess I could shine a light through it and see if they go all the way through. If I go back in there and try to fix that, just gonna do it even more. I got the edge I need. You know, I fixed that up. It's what I need. Nobody's ever gonna look at that ashtray, including me. So I know right now, if I go back to start welding on that again, it's gonna do the same damn thing. Just gonna piss me off, pardon my French. So this is one other spot where you rarely hear me say it, but this is good enough. It's gonna have to do. So alright, let's get it fit and see what we got. I know I've also got a mark to drill a hole, so I'll do that too, and I'll come back when we got it fitting. Alright. Now the screw won't fit in there decent again because I... Oh well. I'll beat that burr down. The metal went inside the hole. If you understand, if you follow me, it made the screw hole too tight. Easy fix, it's just I'm a little bit irritated now, so I gotta watch my patience level. I don't think that's gonna fit, but it's a start. Let me see what we got. Well, close, Ward. Close. That's another one. That's another movie line. Actually, that's not bad. It's crooked. Let me see if I can. Let me see if I can raise it up a little bit or down along the two. There's a little bit of adjustment in these holes. They're slotted, so you can do a little bit of adjusting. Oh yeah, that was a lot actually. That may be too much. I mean, and in case you're wondering why I'm fitting all this now, because I don't want to do anything after I paint it that involves metal work. That fits really good. It actually does. It's crooked to the glove box. But I don't know how to fix that. I need the bumpers up here for the ashtray to really get a good judge of how it's going to fit. But that's definitely, not only is it in the ballpark, that's sitting on first base side. That is really good, actually. Okay. That is... Alright, let me get the camera over here and I'll show you what we got. Well, I got to do some work on the gaps. But as far as fitment goes, I was expecting a whole lot worse than that, honestly. I really was. All right, let me grab the camera and I'll show you what we got. It's kind of hard to show this. I got to zoom. I got to get the camera way far back. The gap here, it's a little bit narrow at the top and wide at the bottom. If I was going to adjust the gap, I would, and the gap down here at the bottom of the glove box is really wide. I like the narrower gap, like around the top. The driver's side gap is really nice. It's straight. On the glove box, again, this gap here almost is a little too tight, to be honest with you. And then we're tight, like I said, in this corner right here. Let me put the camera down. I might be able to move this glove box door over this way a little bit. Hang on, maybe you can see while I do that. Maybe I can set the camera right here. I'm not sure. Yeah, let me see if I can do that. If it'll work. I'm using a wrench because I lost my short socket and I can't get a long socket in here. In case you're just curious. Oh yeah, it moved. Alright, let me tighten it back up. I may have to adjust my up and down now. Again, these holes down here are slotted also. Let's give you some movement to adjust. That sprung back. Take care of that. It didn't stay, in other words. Come on, wrench. Alright, we're going to put it all the way over this time. Yeah, that's much better. That's way better. Okay. So here's the gap now. Much better. Not too tight. A little bit off at the bottom, and I got some adjustment. I can adjust that. Still want to fix this corner a little bit. And we're not straight over here. This gap at the bottom of this gap at the bottom of the glove box door is too wide. But around top looks good. Like I said, except for right here. Now, one thing I noticed, it's probably gonna be hard for you to see. There's a bend right here in this glove box in the back. It goes down and then up. And I don't know if that's factory or not. It's almost so subtle it's not worth trying to fix, because nobody's ever going to notice it unless I just look over here and see it. I may try to straighten it, but I don't want to make a bunch of work for myself that I really don't have to do. So I'll think about that later. What I know I am going to do, I'm going to take welding rod and put it on the edge of this gap and widen the gap, or widen the glove box, narrow the gap, just like I did on the doors. So you take welding rod, I don't have a piece of here, actually I do have a piece. Take 1/8 inch welding rod, you weld it on the gap, on the edge of the gap, and then grind it back down and get your gaps fit. So I guess I'll show that when I start actually doing it, because y'all haven't seen me do it yet. I did it to the doors, but I wasn't videoing back then. So okay, that's really all I can do as far as fitment goes. I got to get my bumpers. And I will weld that up. How you like the handy dandy rope pull? That was on the truck when I got it. Golly, I've had this truck since '96 or '7. Wow, a long time ago. It was on there when I got it. I might even just keep it. Nah, but it is kind of cute. Little rope pull. Speaking of glove box, obviously the stock glove box is not going to fit in here because of the AC unit evaporator. So what I'm going to do is either take a repop, take a reproduction and cut it down to fit, or I might even glass one. I might even take the reproduction and make a mold and glass one in. I don't know. I do want to have a bit of a glove box there. It won't be very deep, but luckily I'm putting a center console in it, so you know, the shit catcher I call it, but it's normally the glove box for this truck. It's going to be in the center console. Pardon my French again. So anyhow, that's where we're at for now. So I got to weld the gap up and do some more stuff. But I'm really pleased that that glove box and that ashtray fit that good. So we are one step closer to getting this cab ready for paint. I snuck a view of in. This is one of my AC ducts. I'll tell you more about that later. It's a sneak peek, I guess you'll call it. So I still got to finish getting all the AC duct stuff routed and wiring finished routed, but we're darn close. The next big operation is moving the ignition switch over here and drilling the holes for the AC pods, one over there and one over here. Figured out exactly how. I got some ideas. I saw how the astronaut did it. I can't do exactly what he did. I think he had a special punch or press or something I don't have. So anyway, I'll figure out how I will decide I want to try to do it. But that's what I'm going to do. It's too great of a spot to put one, both there and on the other side. And I've got my dash to work on, my customized deck gauges and stuff. So alright, that's it for now. I gotta say it every time now. Hit that subscribe button and smash the little bell button that shows when I post a new video. I hope you like what you're seeing, obviously, and hope to see you come back again soon. So until next time, I will catch you on the flip side.